back. And that's the other part I'm going to address. We don't want them to express themselves. Some of us, we take the part that we take the child and we do what? We dump it somewhere, dump the child somewhere, and someone else handles that. Why some of us, we struggle also to see what we want to do about it. If you take statistics on most of the criminal offenses that have been committed today in terms of crime and everything, when you interview the people, you will realize that every vices of those crimes came when they were teenagers. From childhood, adolescence, into their teenage life. That's where they pick it up. Either they pick it up from the streets, or they pick it up from influence of peers, or they pick it up from even at home, anywhere. That's where they pick it up from. And that is where the challenge comes. So what do we need to do? If you want a guaranteed future tomorrow, if you want somebody to stand here in 50 years' time to be holding the mic and be preaching, if you want good leaders tomorrow, you will realize that your major focus will be what? In the life of the teenagers today. Because if you don't do that, there is no amount of prayers you want to pray. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So if you fail to train the child will go other ways he knows. And when the child is old, he will so take those things and become a menace to the society. And that's not what we want. Praise the Lord. So let me go forward. And there are key things we need to know as parents. And I'm still going to address the teenagers too, because the essence of the family month is to address areas in the household on how we can build our homes, the church, and the spiritual relationship. That's why I'm taking this today. Don't worry, Reverend Chris will take over from next month, or maybe when the men call him. When I'll pay honorarium to preach, and it will continue. But this month, we are going to dwell on that. So now, when you have a child, there are two sets of factors that comes with a child. We have the factors that come at birth, and we have the factors that come after birth. When you give birth to a child and the child is aggressive, that one is factors from birth, hereditary, genetics. Why you dey vex all the time? Temperaments are factors from birth. It takes the grace of God to change it. Moses had anger issues. Oh, thank God he stammers. Imagine plus that one without stammering. Oh boy. Moses' anger issues, he killed. That's how bad it is. Temperament. Their learning style. All those are factors that comes, what? From birth. There are some children that you have, they're quiet. There are some other ones, they are loud. I have that drama in my house. My son looks so much like the mother in terms of character that when you are talking to him, you will be wondering whether you are talking to somebody. You will tell him, he's hearing you, but he's not in the club of you shouting. So when you finish shouting, he will still come back and ask you, what are you saying? You will now be wondering, why is he not talking when I am talking? My daughter, meanwhile, Nami, before you finish the sentence, she completes it. Even when you are telling her in the sentence that, don't talk back, she will still talk. It's a reflex action. Opposite. And I will look at her and I will say, Charity, I just told you to listen, not to respond. She will still respond and say, okay. And you don't fast and pray to bind that one. It's from birth. As parents, what do you do with such characters? You identify them and you push them into good use. This one that knows how to talk, that cannot be quiet. Come be shouting for the Lord now. You cannot be silent. The one that is quiet and is calm. Follow up. Praise the Lord. You need to identify these factors. Then they have factors that they gain after birth. Everything they start learning and picking from their stage of adolescence, those are factors after birth. And it influenced them. Some children, it will take a while before they come into their own self-acceptance. You need to identify it. You can handle such factors in their life. There are some children, naturally, before you hand anything to them, they will be able to take it and run. There are some that they will sit down and wait for you to come and give the next instruction. There are some that you will tell, pick your book and read, then they can read and get results. There are some that if you tell, pick your book and read. See, it is not devil. It has nothing to do with all those, of course, in this part of the world, we spiritualize things. No, it is your responsibility as a parent. There are some that need assistance. There is no way on earth you will give birth to 3 or 4 kids and they will all have the same character. No. They will have minimum of 4 different characters. One from the father, one from the mother, one with I am not joking. We go for all night ourselves. We have parents today, our people, even me talking here. We cannot send our children out for 3 or 4 hours. Talk of all night. Meanwhile, in your time, then you will now come and be wondering why you are street smart and they are struggling. Hello? You don't have to wonder. Because the exposure your parents gave you, you failed to give them. That's the simple truth. We have program. Why did I say they have limited time? Pastor has been announcing this thing since last year. They could have been coming every Saturday and Sunday. They were only allowed to come this Saturday, yesterday, once, and not everybody came. And one of the reasons why not everyone came, partly of the reason is because some of us as parents, we are not comfortable for them to just come alone to church. Really. I remember the first time I told Pastor when he came, I said, "Na Lekki church be this, Lekki parents. Then they leave their children to go out alone." It was like, I said, But it's not helping the kids. You know why? If you cannot send them out to the streets to get something on their own, and you think you can put them in a plane to go to abroad and school on their own, God help us. That's just the simple truth. That is why it is important. So in the process of spiritual discipline, let them come to church. As long as you know they are coming to church. Let them read. When they come back from church, as a